Alright guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is Minister Dre on your favorite channel. And please, in case you've been enjoying my video so far, you've been liking it, please give us a thumbs up. And also just right below there you see a subscribe button. Don't forget to subscribe, and at the same time please turn on your notification bell so you can get updates on my latest videos. So what we want to look at today is not far-fetched. It's very simple. It's not something you've not heard about. And we want to look at the history of this man called Jeff Bezos. Now, Jeff Bezos is the owner of Amazon, we all know. And he happens to be the richest man in the world today. So, what makes this man unique? What makes him stand out? Why did he take a step of owning his own company? Because initially most of us might not actually know the history of this man. We might not really know his life, his early life, his career, and one or two things. So I just want to enlighten us about this man and what he has done so far before actually becoming the owner of Amazon, or how it came about the name Amazon, or how the idea even came about in his head, So this man is just a man like you and I, and he is actually a graduate, so don't think he's like the Bill Gates and most other people that did not finish school. He's actually a graduate of electrical engineering and computer science. So he actually finished school before he started out his journey. So don't get the idea of everybody is a dropout, is a this, is a that, and they create their own company and all that. So everybody has his own different paths on which they have to trade on. Everybody has his own path to follow. What works for one man might not really work for another man. So that's one fact we must know. So Jeff Bezos was born in the year 1964, and when he finished school in the year of 1986, in the 80s he finished his university. So he worked for a couple of years. He worked with few companies from 1988 till 1990. He worked with a couple of people, telecommunication companies and all that. And the year 1990, he actually joined to work with a particular company for 4 years. So it was 1994 that I actually decided, okay, you know what, I'm going to leave and I'm going to create my own company. However, Jeff Bezos has worked with telecommunication, banking industries, and so many places before he actually made up that decision. Made up his mind that he wants to own his own company, and that is how it came about Amazon. Now, Amazon started as a bookstore, online bookstore. Yeah, just a place you go and get your books online, blah blah blah. However, Jeff Bezos has a greater things in mind when he actually created Amazon. What he had in mind was to create a e-commerce kind of platform where people can actually buy a lot of things which they want. So the book was just a start point, was just a launch, into what he actually wants to become. So now, I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm not here to tell us about his life story or the mansions he owns, the yacht, the ranch, blah blah blah. No, I'm not here to tell about that. What I want to talk about is, I want us to learn one or two things about this guy, because a lot of us actually work. We have this ideology of working, have a good life, go on vacation, and do this and do that and do that. But on the inside of us, I want to ask us a genuine question. When you actually have a job, you have a job, you get married, you do one or two things and all that. Deep down, do you actually feel fulfilled, or you just feel like, I should just work, have a good life, enjoy my time, and that's all? So I want us to, from the story of this man, look on the brighter side of what we could actually do. In a small nutshell, what I would like to say is, there's actually more that we can do than we realize or than we know. There's actually more inside of you than you can actually see. But it takes quest and research before you actually discover these things. Like this man has been working. Like average man that has a job is grateful. Like, wow, at least I'm off the poverty lane. I have a job, and now I can get married, I can buy a car, I can buy a house, I can do this. All these things come into our mind. But at the same time, we need to take a quest inside our archive and see what we actually have inside of us. Some of us actually meant more than to just work and just enjoy life, work all your life, work. Some people work half their life, they sell half of their life to services, and they don't really get paid. What they're offering and what they are being paid for, what they are offering is not, it doesn't balance at times, it doesn't match up. So now what I want us to look at is the fact that sometimes we need to search deep within ourselves and really realize that we have much more than just to finish school, graduate, and start work and all that. Sometimes we actually have more than that. It's not even sometimes, most of us have more than that, but because we feel too comfortable. This man now, look at the job he was actually involved in. He was actually promoted multiple times. At a very young age, he became the manager of this place he worked in the early 90s. He became the product manager and customer service manager in the bank he worked for. And so many places he had top official rank positions in those places. However, he wasn't comfortable to stay there because he knew that there's something in him that he just needs to burst out. There are a lot of things in him that he needs to bring out. So it took his time to actually discover himself and then work towards it. Okay, so now today we can talk about the richest man. We can talk about you being the richest man, but what people fail to realize that behind every riches, behind every success, there are always stories. They are always not too sweet stories, So, however, when this man started, he took $300,000 from his parents to launch the company, and later in the years, he actually took a $2 billion loan from the bank to fund this, this company just coming up and all that. He's trying to put that, trying to do one or two things just to make sure the company actually stand out. So there are challenges along the way for him. But today, most people don't even know what he went through, But one thing I want us to learn from his story is like I said earlier, I'm not here to tell you about the mansions, the cars, or whatever he owns. I'm here to tell us the basic things about life that he followed, the principle that he followed, So there are times we need to discover more within ourselves. We need to discover that. We need to realize the fact that we are made more for whatever it is we are doing. Some of us are too relaxed. We are okay, let me just get a job, be fine, blah, and that's it. We are too comfortable with that, and we live our life on like that. We don't strive to actually search deep, to discover that there are actually places that are yet untapped, untapped resources inside us that we don't even know of. Okay, so I want us to discover that. All right, now another thing I want us to look at is the fact that you don't actually have to copy anybody to be yourself. Okay, because if you see the likes of Bill Gates, Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and Warren Buffett, mention all these tycoons, all these great men, they are their path that they actually follow. They discover themselves. So what I'm trying to say is you don't actually have to copy or to do exactly what these people do. What I'm saying is you should actually search within yourself. What is it? Because you can't tell me that what you created for is just for you to just sit down at that office, work all day for 35 years, and at the end of it all, go home. There are more things we can actually do. If you actually search very honestly within yourself, there are things you can actually do more than you know. But because we fail to tap them, like Miles Morris said something. He said that the greatest place where you find assets is the graveyard, because a lot of people die without tapping into the resources they have. A lot of people die without being able to tap into the resources that they have, and this is very wrong. This is very, very wrong, because you're gonna live a life that is not fulfilled. You're getting money, you're getting one or two things to do, but at the same time, in the long run, inside of you, you know that you're not actually getting fulfillment from what you're doing. It means there's something inside of you need to search. Whenever you're working or you're doing a particular thing and you're not finding happiness, you're not finding the fulfillment in that thing, then it means there's more for you to actually discover by yourself. And at times, people actually help us discover ourselves. Some of us don't know the resources that we have inside of us, so it takes people around us to actually help us discover. So at times you just see yourself, it's people telling you, do you do this thing, do you do that thing, just tell you things about yourself that you will be like, wow, do I really have this thing? So there are times you need to search yourself deep to discover a lot of things within you. Now this man started in 1994. Started out, it wasn't easy, a lot of people bought share in the company. And in short, one amazing fact about this man is that when people bought shares in Amazon, when it was just starting up, I told them that Amazon has 70% of falling. So are you really investing? Are you ready for the failure in case it comes? So the man was actually prepared for both sides, what will happen, what will not happen. Because starting a company is very, very hard, especially an online company. However, this man took the ride, and started his journey. In short, one fact thing that actually amazed me about this man is that when when actually draft out his plan for Amazon, he was actually driving from New York down to Seattle. I mean, can you just imagine that? He was actually driving down from New York to another city to go for a visit, and that's when he actually parked in a place and just start putting out these plans, these ideas, and that is what it is today. So sometimes we talk about all these big companies. We mention Facebook, mention Google, mention YouTube, mention a lot of big companies. They didn't just start out big like that. It started with an idea. So everything big, everything great you see today started in the head. Computer, phones, all these things, just to make humanity have a better way of experience, have better way of life. So we must learn to engage our mindsets, allow ideas to flow in. A lot of us have blocked our initiative. We have blocked our mind that no idea can actually flow. The only thing that flows in is complaint, is negativity, is worry, is fear, anxiety, talk about a lot of things. So we need to engage our mind so we can get a lot of things coming in. So everything starts with an idea. Just imagine a man driving from New York City to another place and then he parked to write down what is coming to his head. I mean, come on. So a lot of times we don't get access to ideas that actually launch us into a better place because we don't allow that. We don't engage our mind. A lot of us, what we engage our mind is on negative things. How your job is not working fine, how this is not doing that. We fail to look at the brighter side of everything. We always see the negative side. And when this is full, when all we think about it all the time is just about negative, then definitely nothing that is of positivity will come. You know what I'm saying? So nothing of positivity will come when all you think about is negativity. So please, let's engage our mind, okay? Let's engage our mind. And another thing is, don't copy anybody, please. Don't copy. You don't have to be like Mark Zuckerberg or Warren Buffett or Bill Gates. In short, in Nigeria, a lot of people have this problem. Because somebody did something and succeeded, and everybody runs into that thing. I mean, that idea, just bad. Because somebody did something and makes it doesn't mean that thing you are going to do it and you're going to make it. Everybody has different paths on which they need to trade. So please, let's get off that archaic ideology. Yeah, some people you might actually do it and work, but it's not everybody. One person opened up a business, started, one person starts blogging, and everybody just rushed into blogging. Are you really meant for that? I'm not saying blogging is not good. Blogging is good, but are you really meant for that? So let's get off this idea of just doing what everybody's doing. We have some bloggers that they are making a lot of money today, and we have a lot of bloggers that we don't even know their name. We don't even know anything about them, but yet they are bloggers. So please, let's know where to trade. Let's know that part you are meant to trade. Please, let's get to know it. It's very, very, very vital. Alright guys, now another thing that we need to look at is you should know where you belong to. Now, because somebody quits his job to start his own company does not mean that you are meant to do the same thing. Okay? Because a lot of times we get mixed up in our ideology about life, about what to follow or what not to follow. Because somebody quit his job and started his own company and he made it big doesn't mean that you should not start your own company and do something like that. Everybody has his or her own trade to follow. Now some people are meant to actually follow some people. Okay, so it's your job to research and to know where you belong. Some people just find fulfillment in serving other people. That is, they find delight in doing that, finding fulfillment in that, and they are making it big in that aspect. But at the same time, some people have to actually leave. You need to separate yourself, to discover more about yourself. Because if you look at it, so little of the human brain has been used. According to science, just a little of the human brain is being used. Now imagine just the physical brain that we know where it is. We barely use half of it. Now imagine if you actually search deep within yourself, the things you will discover about yourself, what you could actually do that will change humanity, that will actually change the world. So it's more than just sitting around and doing nothing. There are things that you actually start making research about yourself. You've read about people enough. Now it's time to read about yourself. Some of us, we can read in Africa. We can read anything. They say, if you want to hide the truth from a black man, just put it in a book and then you hide it from that black man. But I've seen a lot of people that actually read very well, but yet nothing. Some people read motivational books. They read a lot of books and all that, and that brings me to one notice. One thing most motivational speakers fail to tell you is that what works for one man doesn't necessarily mean that it will work for another man. So know which path to follow. So as I was saying before, some people can read anything, but there's no positive, significant change in their lives. You've read a lot about people. Why don't you start reading about yourself? You've done research about people. We've done a lot, but come on. When are you going to start doing research about your own self? When are you going to start searching what you have inside of you that people will now start searching for you? It is when you search yourself and find yourself and manifest yourself. That is when other people will search you and find you. So, let us discover a lot of things about ourselves. Let us do that research. It's very, very important. It's very, very It's very, very important that we search about ourselves and know what we have inside of us. One thing I can boldly tell you is this. Most times you have more than you can ever imagine. More. You actually have more things to explore about yourself than you know. You actually made more for that job that you're doing. You actually made more for that. But because we are so comfortable, we don't do research. We just sit and we are okay because we are earning few thousands, and that's okay with us. So this is just to charge us a bit. Just have a retreat. I'm not saying you should quit your job, because if you're not meant to actually start out on your own, if you quit your job, trust me, you will suffer. So I'm not saying you should quit your job, but I'm just saying you should search within yourself. What are you meant for? That job, you might actually remain in that job and still be doing things. So if you're not meant to leave that job you're doing, if you leave it, trust me, you will suffer. So know the right step to follow. And don't fall prey to wrong motivations. Don't fall prey, okay? Try to make research and know yourself. It is when you know yourself that you know which path to trade on, okay? So please, guys, you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And also, just below there, subscribe to my channel, and so you won't miss some very important episode that will still be coming out very soon. And thank you for watching. Thank you for staying tuned. See you guys shortly again. And please remember our relationship talk episode 3 coming up this week. And stay tuned. Please hit the notification bell so you won't get to miss any of my episodes. Thank you guys, and see you soon.